It's your time now. This is Mekus with the Continence Club. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. My email's in the description. If you need any help controlling your mind, let me know and I'll make a video topic on it. Again, it's your time. And it's time to make a decision today. Accept the idea that you're going to reach an entirely different plane of success this year in 2025. The year's almost over and the time has been really flying. And it just goes to show how limited time we have here on this planet Earth to control our minds and get to our desired situation. So claim it. Your time is right now. The gap that we're bridging today is the wake-up call, for you to realize that it's time to move forward over to your desired situation. Because one thing that I do know about you right now watching this video is that your current situation feels safe. And it's easy, but it's not what you think. You're used to being where you're at. You're used to staying here. You're used to the same old habits, daily routines, mindset, and thoughts. And it's all you know. And this is the reason why it's so hard for you to get over to your desired situation, because bridging this gap is unknown territory. You don't know what's going to come to you. You don't know what you're going to experience. You don't know who's going to enter your life. You don't know any of these things. And I don't even blame you as to why you'd want to stay in your current situation, but a lot of times, growth and evolution and fulfillment comes through bridging this gap, getting uncomfortable to get comfortable, and then getting over your desired situation. You really want to get out of your desired situation deep down. I know. As much as you continue to stay here and you don't like it, you want to get out of this situation. You want to get out of your own mind, and you want to open it up to bigger and bigger possibilities, right? But at the end of the day, the truth is that you cannot get to the top of the ladder unless you leave the bottom. Let me say that again. You cannot get to the top of the ladder unless you leave the bottom. So you can't get to your desired situation, obviously, unless you leave your current situation, unless you bridge that gap over to who it is that you want to become. And I know some questions that you might have in your mind right off of the bat. Well, I've tried to achieve my goals before, but it never works. I'm sick and tired of trying. How can I trust that it will work this time? Well, my answer to that is just because you haven't achieved a goal yet, that doesn't mean that you won't reach it. The only time you fail is if you give up. Don't bring what has happened in the past into the future. Instead of giving up on your goals and dreams, just try a different way, right? The truth is you can achieve anything you want, right? Why would I believe that more than you do? Why not believe in yourself? Why not be your number one fan and understand that, you have time to achieve what it is that you want. But before you can achieve it, you have to become it, right? That's why I always say, becoming a certain character, not achieving your goals, because once you achieve a character, you're automatically going to achieve your goals, right? And you become that new person that you want to be by shifting your paradigm, because it's the primary cause of your results, right? Because your thoughts create certain beliefs, those beliefs create certain emotions, and those emotions make you take certain actions, right? And so the reason you're tired is because you haven't dug up the deep root of what's holding you back from your goals. You might have an idea of what's keeping you in your current situation, but once you understand the power you have inside to shift your thoughts, your paradigm, your belief systems, you'll be able to go wherever you set your sights. And I know another question that you have is, I'm scared to go after what I really want. What if I fail? Well, I understand why you might be scared. I used to be scared for the longest, especially whenever I had certain goals in mind. I used to be scared of, like I said, what it's going to come with, right? But fear is an illusion. Fear isn't real. Fear is what you make up in your mind, right? And one thing I do know is if you fall in love with your goal, as I talked about before, like becoming that person, you won't fail. You might not achieve it exactly when you want to, and I made a video on that, right? Your breakthrough and God's timing is the right timing, but if you continue to internalize your desire and act on it, you will succeed. Like you will succeed. So you see, everything, comes in harmony once you just stay true to yourself and you understand and just trust the process. You trust the gap, right? And, so because whenever you fall in love with the gap, you don't guide it anymore. The gap guides you because Your conscious and your subconscious mind are in resonance. So whatever's going on in your mind dictates the vibration of your body and moves it into action. I kind of sum that up here. Your thoughts create certain beliefs, which create certain emotion states, which takes you to take certain actions. And no goal is out of reach. You can get great health, right? You can get great health. You can get great relationships, right? It's not even about material things at the end of the day, but it's a privilege. It's an honor. It's noble to live a good life, right? You can get that new car. You can get that new house, right? But obviously the material parts isn't what's going to make you, but it's a great, icing on the cake. Let me put it like that. When it comes to living the life of your dreams, you can have anything that you want. If you're tired of trying to improve your life, discover your purpose, or achieve your goals, it's time to get to the root of what's keeping you from getting to where you want to go. I wanted to emphasize that yet again, right? Because again, time is your most valuable asset and not everybody uses it. And you are trying to separate yourself, and which is why I give you so much credit, right? And, the biggest thing today is just giving you yet another wake up call, because right now at this moment, you're capable of exponential improvement in your performance. You'll be surprised in how fast you can turn things around for yourself and bridge this gap over your desired situation. It doesn't necessarily have to take months and years. Depending on who you are, it could take days, weeks, right? To really change yourself. I've seen myself change so fast just because I've shifted my mindset and took a little bit of time to reflect, but first you have to make a committed decision to do it, right? And the fact that you're watching up to this point and that you're watching this content and you're keeping your attention on focus on things like this is why you're going to get closer and closer to your desired situation, because that's where your attention is going. That's where your focus is going, right? That's where your mindset is going. And so it's going to bring you and attract what it is that you want, because you are in alignment with, controlling your mind, because it's all is mind. So now let me ask you something. What will you sacrifice to move into a new life, to obtain your dream, to do every day what you love to do? What are you going to give up? Because in this world, you have to give in order to receive. That's why it's great to be a generous person, even if you don't have anything. Not to the point where people are taking advantage of you, but you get what you give. Literally, it's going to come back to you, And so what is it that you have to remove in your life to get your desired situation? What do you have to leave from your current situation, right? Is it the instant gratification? Is it drinking? Is it going out all the time? Is it sugar, bad foods? Is it bitterness? Is it victimhood? What do you have to let go, sacrifice to get to your desired situation? Only you know this. It's specific to you, right? But now let me tell you something. There's a common misconception out there that a sacrifice means you're losing something. That's not really true. Because one thing I know from my personal life is that instead, you're just giving up something of a lower nature, of a lower vibration, of a lower frequency, of a lower nature to bring in something of a higher nature, higher vibration and frequency, so that you can reach your desired situation, right? It's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. So once you understand that and you apply it to your life, you're going to understand that it's time. You're going to really understand what I mean, and you're going to realize how the dawn of time, crunching on you. And depending on where you're at in life, it's not too late at all. It's only the beginning. Let me say that again. It's not too late. It's only the beginning. Every day, every present moment is a time for you to be a better version of yourself. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It happens now, because all you really have is now. Hence why I named this video, Your Time Is Now, because all we can control is right now with our mental attitudes. And once you internalize this and understand that all is mind, and the world is literally going to be in your hands. This is Mekus with the Continence Club. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you on the other side. And until next time.